Hello and welcome. I am so excited that you've decided to join me today. My name is Michelle. I am your emotional resilience coach, and it is just absolutely a pleasure to have you here. I am passionate about healing. I am passionate about growth. I live, breathe, think, dream, sleep it, and have done so ever since I hit absolute rock bottom about 4 years ago, and I needed to find a way out of my pit of despair. What I do here is I come and I just give you information, tips, tools, ways and means to help you on your journey. I only ever speak from direct experience, something that I have practiced, implemented, seen the results of, seen it work out in my life, the life of my clients. It's just really something I feel so excited about. So thank you for joining me. Please don't forget to join my community at large. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, the notifications button. Come on over to the Emotional Resilience Coach on Instagram and say hey to me there. Today I'm going to just speak really briefly about some of the things that we do having gone through trauma that might not always make sense to those around us. And sometimes it doesn't always make sense to ourselves either. There are so many, the list is long and vast. Please feel free to add in the comments anything that you recognize in yourself or others. Come on over to Instagram and do it there too. This is a very long list, but for time purposes, I've just taken the top 5 that come up constantly that I've seen in my own life or in the life of others. And if you're not sure, if you're one of those people who are like, yeah, I don't know if I've been through trauma, or I don't know if trauma is the problem, or maybe you're in a relationship with someone and you're trying to figure out, could there be some trauma there? Chances are pretty high that there is, because we've all had trauma from varying degrees in our lives. We're all a little bit broken, we're all a little bit wounded, but society tends to tell us, well, suck it up, buttercup, life is harder for other people. And so we minimize our experiences and we think, no, well, it's not me, it's other people. So some things that we tend to do is we are highly self-critical. And it's misread and misconstrued as attention seeking. People think, oh, they're just saying that because they want attention. They just want people to say good things about them. And the truth is that you can say good things all you want, but it tends to hit a brick wall. It doesn't necessarily go in because the inner critic is so loud, they are drowning out your voice, your goodness, your kindness. And you are finding yourself probably spinning in thoughts that are keeping you back. Tapes are being replayed that you heard as a child, things that parents said, teachers said, maybe sometimes even siblings said that were hurtful, nasty, and in order for you to feel like you are getting approval, acceptance, love, you became hard on yourself, you fought with yourself. There's no one harder on you than you, and that's all so that you can feel like you belong, that you are acceptable and that you are enough. And in order to do that and kind of keep yourself on your toes, you are highly self-critical. And this is something that you can work on, you can break, you can learn to be compassionate with yourself, but this is a journey. The second thing is constantly apologizing. Some people might look at you and think, why is this person always saying they're sorry? What is it that you've done? Or what is it that you're hiding? Or why are you always apologizing? People get a bit mean. People can say, well, like, what did you do? Like, why are you always so sorry, right? And this is most likely because as a child, everything you did was construed as wrong, seen as wrong, or you are feeling really misunderstood. And because you are just used to being misunderstood, you're just used to apologizing without even thinking about what it is that you are apologizing for. Just, I'm sorry is just a great way to keep the peace and to just say sorry for every little thing. For years and years, I was in the habit of saying, I'm sorry. And my husband used to look at me confused and say, why are you saying you're sorry? It's not your fault, right? This is again something that we can just be aware of, figure out where it's coming from. What is the root of this? Why am I in the habit of saying sorry all the time? What was it that I felt was, for me to carry, my blame, my burden? So often in abusive childhoods, we feel like we're responsible for the happiness of our caregivers, our parents, and we see their unhappiness as being our fault, and we walk through life with this heaviness, this darkness, this shroud over us. And so we apologize so often that we're basically just apologizing for our mere existence. But you really don't have to do that. You are enough. You belong here. You are needed here. You have a light. But this is sometimes what we do. Taking care of everyone else. This is, again, very much a Fawn thing to do. We take care of everyone else around us because this was a habit that we got into as children, when we were taking care of the needs of our caregivers. Again, to a large degree, that role was flipped over, where we were looking after, protecting, being there for the parent, sometimes even protecting the parent from themselves, making sure that the parent didn't feel guilt. Maybe a parent would absolutely blow up, lose it, scream, shout at you, really go into a tirade, and then you feel responsible that the reason why they can't control themselves is because of you. And so you try and take care of them and cushion life for them and not let them have the consequences of their actions. Tell them that everything is okay. Try and keep them comfortable. Try and keep them happy. And in the process, obviously, you lose yourself. Another one is having trouble making decisions. Even to this day, when I am in overwhelm and my husband will ask me something and I've got a lot that I'm processing, my default will be, I don't know, you just decide. I don't want to decide. I don't want that pressure. It feels like so much pressure to make that decision. And it can be the smallest decision, like where should we go for our anniversary? Or what should we have for dinner tonight? Or anything really, really, what do you want to watch? What do you feel like watching tonight? And I'll be like, just so much is going on. I'll be like, I don't care, you just choose whatever. Or I don't know, you just decide, you just decide. And sometimes it's because there's a lot of noise in our head that we're processing. And sometimes, depending on the relationship, we are scared of making the wrong choice, right? And this is where we slip into our people-pleasing tendencies. And we're like, well, you just figure it out. You figure it out, and whatever you decide will be great, will be amazing. We're going to go with that because we don't want the pressure of disappointing people, being wrong, upsetting people, offending anybody. And so we lose our voice when we get into that habit more and more and more, and we let other people decide things for us, and we just keep giving more and more away of our power. Now, I'm not saying that saying to your husband, I don't know, you choose where you want to eat is giving away your power. I'm saying the habit of always deferring to the other person to decide what you want to do, what you want to eat, where you want to go, color of the napkins that you want, how you want to celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, all these little details. Should we or shouldn't we be seeing this person? Should we have them over for dinner? Shouldn't we have them over for dinner? All of these decisions, and it becomes bigger and bigger decisions. Sometimes they become financial decisions. We're now just so used to going, whatever you want, that we tend to get into the habit of doing that with all of our lives, including the big things. Last but not least, and very, very popular, something that happens all the time, is you push people away. You push people away. The reasons are so many, but basically it's because you don't want to hurt. You're scared that they're going to betray you. Maybe they're going to abandon you. Maybe they're going to see you as other people have seen you in the past. When I say other people, I mean a caregiver who told you that you were useless, you were good for nothing, you weren't going to ever measure up, or whatever it is, the negative, ugly thing that they would say to you, you've bought into. Maybe you feel like a bit of a fraud and you think, well, if they really see me, then they're going to see me for all the ugly that I am, for all the hard things that are part of my personality and who I am. They're not going to like it. They're going to see that I'm unlovable. They're going to abandon me. They're going to reject me. And our brains just run riot with these thoughts. And we just cause so much pain and disappointment for ourselves because we don't allow ourselves to have a meaningful And I really mean meaningful relationship with another human being. Those deep connections, those meaningful relationships are what is so healing. As human beings, we need to feel seen, we need to feel heard, we need to feel that connection, and we deny ourselves that because we feel that we are not good enough. And this comes from having an abusive childhood. So I'm here to say you are good enough. You are more than good enough. These are things that you can work on bit by bit, slowly, as you feel ready, line upon line, and you can get to understand who it is that is underneath all that pain. Let's together take a deep, deep breath. Don't forget to like, subscribe, the notifications button, and please let's keep growing this community and do share, share, share. But before you go, let's take a deep breath with me, right? These are heavy, heavy topics. And hold and out. And say something really amazing to yourself. Let's start with something simple, all right? And I want you to fill in your name after I say the word you. And I'm going to pause and you're going to fill in your name, okay? So as I breathe in, and then as I'm going to hold it and breathe out, and you're going to say, I love you and accept you, your name, okay? I love you and I accept you. All right, do that as many times as you need to do it. It might feel alien, it might feel weird, your brain might be shouting at you, but it is a great way to build a relationship with you and to just have that connection. Repeat, 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 repeat. We need to make new highways in our brains. We need to build new beliefs. It's all part of our healing journey. Have a most empowered day.